Hello everyone, welcome back to another multiplayer match with me and SurrealBeliefs. This time we are spicing things up by adding a random player. We're doing a 3v3. I brought Chaos, Surreal brought the Empire. I'm going to go over my army real quick, but how's it going, Surreal? How you doing?
It's going pretty well. Now go over your army. Let's check it out. Come on, let's do it.
My front line is made up of generic Chaos Warriors. They're
very
pretty
generic.
Yeah, they are very generic. Backed up by 2 Forsaken, which are damage dealers, and a Chaos Spawn. I love the Chaos Spawn because they are unbreakable, so they will fight to the very last. Behind that, we have a Giant for its terror and just generic smashing abilities. And then I got a Wizard that is of the Metal school. And then we have 1 Chaos Warriors with Halberds, and then Chaos Chosen with Halberds. The Chosen with Halberds are very strong. And I'm trying to bring a Gore Beast Chariot unit as well. I still have not really figured out Chariots, but I brought one. What was your army, Surreal?
Okay, I brought in 2 Demigryph Knights, I brought in 2 Spearmen, 4 Halberds, 2 Gunners, 2 Crossbows, 2 Great Cannon, and Karl Franz, and right now I'm fighting a Vampire Count player. And I would like to point out that while you are fighting in a team battle, you're actually fighting alone as you charge in the very beginning. Now, let's go over a little bit about what the Orc player brought as you fight. He brought in, I believe, 3 groups of Savage Orc Boys. He brought in 4 groups of Orc Biggins, 2 groups of Savage Orc Air Boys, and 2 groups of Black Orcs, a Doom Diver, 1 Goblin Spear group, and 2 groups of Orc Boar Biggins. That is a tongue twister. I hate it, and your battle is now happening right now.
Yeah, my battle gets on really quickly. I am
as usual
against these, as usual. But I'm fighting against Chaos Miners, or not Chaos Miners, sorry, Dwarven Miners in the very beginning, which have no chance at stopping my Chaos Warriors. I was really shocked to see that the Dwarf player decided to bring a front line of Miners. Very odd choice.
I feel like that happened before. Yeah, they've got that going on. I'm not really sure what's happening for the Orc player. I didn't really get to watch. As usual, I don't actually know what's happening on your flank until, you know, I'm all done here and we watch our replays. But over here, I've got a Vampire Count player who's not charging out. I'm fighting a little bit of the Empire player, a little bit, but I know that the Vampire Count player has a bunch of Crypt Ghouls in these woods over on the corner of the map, and then back there they've got some Demigryph Knights too, Vargeist, and a lot of stuff going on. I don't even know what the Orc player does to help you out because he's right by you. I know he's bringing in a group of Savage Orcs. I'm not sure if they do make it to you.
They do. He brings in 1 Savage Orc, and then he does bring his Orc Boy Biggins. I think they do a little bit of work, but for the most part, he double teams with you against the Empire enemy player. And as we can see, the Vampire Counts and the Dwarf is going to be fighting against me mostly here for the beginning.
Right. Okay, I'm not quite fighting yet. I do see that the Vampire Count player did bring in zombies to come flank you, and he brought in a few of his Orc boys to go fight them for you. Like, oh, right now you've got some Forsaken fighting them in the woods. So yeah, you really do have a talent for attracting a majority of the players on the map at any one time. They always go for you, and I'm not sure why.
They love me, and yeah, I don't know why either.
Okay, real quick, on my flank over here, I usually keep in a tight formation. That's how I play, and it usually does work out pretty well. I've got my Demigryph Knights right now going after his own Knights, and I believe I have Halberds, so I'm beating him immediately. I mean, look, if you're going to bring Knights, bring in the Halberds. They're very effective. They do an incredible job, especially when your foe brings in 2 very expensive groups of Demigryph Knights.
Yeah, you've, over like time and time again, your Halberd Demigryph Knights have proven that you don't bring the normal Demigryph Knights.
Right.
You're gonna go up against some kind of large unit, almost guaranteed,
right,
especially like in a 3v3 battle. So yeah, the Halberds are definitely a good choice. And over here on the right, the Orc player is trying to assist me by keeping the Black Knights of the Vampiric player busy with his Orc boy Biggins. All of this cavalry is fighting in the forest, so they're fighting at a disadvantage, but at least all of them are at a disadvantage. And I'm going to be sending my chosen Halberds to get in there and assist them in that fight. They're not going to have the penalty. Also, I've noticed that a lot of... It's weird. Do you get like a graphical slowdown in the 3v3s, but like not a frame rate slowdown?
Not every time, but that is due to the CPU potentially. That can happen quite a bit. It's been happening in Warscape since Empire Total War, and there is not really a fix for it. It will only be choppy for your animations, and that is about it.
Yeah, it's so weird.
It's very strange,
but anyway, my Giant is still alive, doing a lot of damage. I got my Chaos Spawn back here in the back, fighting against more Miners and Quarrelers, so they're going to do super well. Are you engaged with the Empire player now?
That is correct. I've been beating him back big time. The Vampire Count player tried to fight on more than one front. He's trying to fight me on multiple fronts. I've got my Halberds beginning to move in. I've got my Handgunners now moving in to flank him. And again, I completely outmaneuver my opponent. The Orc player in the middle actually had a pretty typical battle in very many ways. He had a complete frontline fight. If you check out where all the dead bodies are at, that is from a typical frontline battle. And apparently he's beginning to win now, though the Grave Guard are beginning to hold him back from being able to help you out. And now a group of Crypt Horrors are now charging in at his own Black Orcs, which are not so great to deal with because they do have armor-piercing damage and poison.
Oh, the Crypt Horrors, yeah, I really like the Crypt Horrors, especially for an anti-Black Orc unit.
Right.
They can hold them off pretty well.
Your Giant is about to die, I think. Yeah, he's very low in health now. He's beginning to rout.
Oh, well, look, he's stuck it in there a long time. He's fighting multiple groups, including Hammerers. He's got Gyrocopters nearby.
Right.
I really like the Chaos Giant. I think it's appropriately priced for what it can do.
Oh, they're great. I love them a lot too. They're very cost effective and they do a lot. I mean, to be fair, he probably did try to focus on your Giant, which I mean, I would do it too. I have done that too. You've got to get that Giant out or your guys will potentially flee. Though as a Dwarf player, you don't need to worry about that too much because, well, high leadership. And I'm beginning to move on to the middle of the map now. I think I'm beginning to mop up my opponent who completely broke and in the woods again. I'm currently fighting who? Oh no, that's my Franz fighting, I believe. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it looks like you're still fighting some of the Vampire. The Vampire Counts player is really spread out, fighting all
over,
at
right?
The same time. I was too focused in my battle at the time to really notice that, but yeah, they really spread themselves out.
I mean, everywhere, which is a little bit strange to do that. I'm not sure if I would advise doing that. I mean, sure, you can help out every side, but you can't really decisively win on your own. You would have to kind of depend on your ally a little bit too much.
And yeah, and it definitely worked because he assisted the Dwarf player in fighting me back. They broke my morale with some fear units, and now a lot of my units are just running away. They're going to come back, but still, they have gone through one wave of being broken, and it's really annoying.
Yeah, you had a really tough time only because, I mean, you can't really break the Vampire Counts at all, and you're having to deal with a very high armored foe, which is really not great for your Chaos Warriors at all.
No, not at all. I should have brought more armor piercing knowing that I'm going to fight against the, well, potential Dwarf player. But that's the thing. In a 3v3, you don't know who you're actually going to face off against. All I knew is that there was a Dwarf player. But, you know, Vampire Counts, they can be very armor and tanky focused. But that would be, I think, a silly build if you just went all Grave Guards. That'd be very elite, small amount of units. So I wasn't really expecting them to do that.
Right.
Yeah, I try to bring a balanced army in a 3v3 situation.
And I think right now I'm beginning to try to get all my men together. Like, my actual problem was not having to fight them, but having to reorganize and move to the new front lines. Because, I mean, you're all pretty far off to the other side of the map. And right now they've got a dragon that might be Mannfred. Yeah, he's on a zombie dragon attacking my Great Cannon. My Great Cannon had a ball day here. He did a great job. I think I actually tried to go back to beat him, but I'm not too sure. But right now, yeah, I'm trying to move over to your flank, which is where the main battle is at right now. And in the middle, the Grave Guard are beginning to fall apart, fighting, I believe, Azhag. Yeah. There we are.
You know, I always choose Grimgore. I love Grimgore's buffing abilities for his infantry.
Oh,
I gotta try Azhag, though. I don't know. I mean, he can cast spells. That's cool.
Nah, he's alright. He's okay. But yeah, I do prefer Grimgore. He's just a lot better for a good, strong Orc infantry group, which, I mean, that is what our ally brought. I mean, he actually did all right, though. I mean, for his build, he did pretty well, and right now, we are winning. The Orc player has a lot of units left, and you got ganged up on, so I'm beginning to move in now.
Yeah, I'm just really happy that my troops held on as long as they have, considering all of the forces they had to fight. But, I mean, they are chaos. They are the ones I took are very armored, very defensive, and so they should be able to hold like this. But even they can only take so much damage.
Right now, his choppers are beginning to shoot at your wizard. I don't know if your wizard actually lives or not, but yeah, he's beginning to flee.
Yeah, I think he flees a couple times in this fight. But as you notice, like, the Dwarf player has a couple units that came back from Browning, but they don't know it. Our Orc ally actually had an entirely full group of Savage Orcs just sitting next to my battle that I think they forgot about, and so they didn't really help at all, and that was unfortunate. But yeah, at this point, they are chasing me off the field, or chasing most of my units off the field. They have finally broken the last time.
Now I'm beginning to shoot at a Thane, And I know that I have my Demigryph Knights trying to kill Mannfred, who's way back here, and I'm trying to chase him down. He's being quite annoying. He did summon up a group of zombies who were able to kind of push back my cannons, but my cannons, they did their job. They did a lot of damage, as they often do. I mean, like, I have yet to find a cannon group that is not a great cannon that is really worthwhile into bringing into a major battle.
I gotta say, the Great Cannon has been really good in almost every single fight that we've had so far.
Right, yeah. Okay, the final battle is about to begin. We're getting down to the last minute. I'm shooting him up right now. I mean, he's dropping.
We got Ungrum in the fray here against his hated rivals of the Orcs. Him and Azak going 1v1.
Trying to find that fight. Hold on, where is that going on?
It's
over here?
to the right of your line, like at the edge of the forest.
Right. There's a little bit too much going on right now. I can't really... here we go. Okay, I wonder who wins that fight. And I believe I've got... Yeah, I'm currently fighting Mannfred, who just kind of died. Yeah, he's gone. Okay, never mind. Very quick fight. And... there goes Ungrum. He's about to go down. Any moment now.
That's a lot of Orcs for him to fight, even for Ungrum.
Oh, yeah. Goodbye, Ungrum. It's over. And the battles have won. Yeah.
There we go.
There we go. A good battle won, yeah. I mean, a 3v3 is pretty wild because, I mean, we do have our Charlie Day player, the wild card, who's part of the team. And he did pretty well, though. I'm very pleased that he brought in a really good party. And if you look at his kills, he got a lot of kills. But then again, he did fight a lot of zombies during that battle.
Who did?
Our ally.
Oh, yeah. Listen, I'm not paying attention to our ally. I'm just paying attention to us.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, anyway, thank you for watching. Make sure to check out our channels down below. And as always, until then.
Take care, everybody.